Horrifying. 2,000 clips of Pope Francis in the Epstein dossier. The blood covenant beneath the Vatican exposed. The world has just experienced the most devastating spiritual earthquake in human history, as the final pages of Project CO3 were declassified by the CIA this morning. A horrifying truth was revealed, wiping out the last vestiges of religious faith. Pope Francis, the symbol of mercy and peace, has unexpectedly emerged as a central figure in Jeffrey Epstein's dark archives. This is not just a few blurry images. The CO3 dossier confirms the existence of 2,000 sensitive clips documenting the secret activities of the head of the Vatican over the past decade. This is not merely a moral scandal. It is an indictment of the absolute rot within the global elite, where the most sacred cathedrals were turned into fronts for inexcusable crimes. According to CIA declassification agents, these 2,000 videos were not filmed on Epstein Island, but were primarily recorded through hidden infrared camera systems deep within the Vatican bunkers and secret estates in Mexico, where Tom Hanks funneled $5 billion to operate the security network. For the past 10 years, Pope Francis has been accused of using his supreme power to protect Epstein's shipments under the guise of international humanitarian aid. The CO3 dossier unmasks the fact that behind compassionate sermons were private meetings with the Viper Hillary Clinton and Hollywood moguls to divide blackmail power. These sensitive clips served as the blood covenant that Epstein used to control the entire global Catholic system, turning the Pope into a puppet in the hands of the shadow government. The shock reached its peak when cyber detectives discovered the Pope's code name in the files, the Shepherd. But instead of leading his flock toward the light, these 2,000 clips show he was leading them into a massive blackmail trap. A decade of this network's dominance created a massive data bank of sin. Every time the Pope appeared with world leaders, it was actually a prey-marking ceremony. Rita Wilson's testimony regarding her husband's 5,000 clips also indicated that a large portion of them were filmed at private parties sponsored by the Vatican, where the line between the divine and the demonic was completely blurred by the venom of power and lust. CO3 image analysts confirm that these videos are in high definition, clearly capturing the faces of the most powerful individuals participating in dark rituals. The fact that these 2,000 clips existed for 10 years without detection is attributed to Elon Musk's cloaking technology and the Starlink satellite system. However, as the fish is in the net, as Ivanka Trump declared on the final page of the dossier, the entire archive has been activated for public exposure. People in Italy and across the world are flooding the streets in absolute outrage, demanding a total purge of those who used the name of God to carry out the works of the devil. More terrifyingly, the dossier reveals a lead-lined bunker located directly beneath St. Peter's Square, storing the original copies of these sensitive clips. This is considered the heart of Project CO3, where Pope Francis and the CO3 elite discussed establishing a one-world religion based on fear and blackmail. The $5 billion in Mexico held by Tom Hanks was the reserve fund to build a second Vatican underground should this secret ever be exposed. Over the past 10 years, every major policy, from climate change to international conflicts, is believed to have been steered through pressure from these 2,000 disgusting clips. Now, as Pope Francis's mask has fallen, humanity faces an unprecedented crisis of faith. Words of compassion have become hollow echoes of a man wearing a mask of holiness while his hands are stained by Epstein's filth. The CIA investigation continues to expand, targeting cardinals and bishops named in the death list, recently seized by Hillary Clinton's briefcase. These 2,000 sensitive clips do not just end a man's career. They are the fatal shot to a power system that has dominated the shadows for a decade. The truth about Pope Francis in the Epstein dossier is the final wake-up call. Nowhere, no matter how sacred, can hide the venom of the devil when the light of CO3 justice has arrived.